Hello student, dear student, today our topic electrolytic cell and electrolysis. The first slide. So in an electrolytic cell, external source of voltage is used to bring about a chemical reaction. And one of the simplest electrolytic cell consists of two copper strips dipping in an aqueous solution of copper sulfate. If a DC voltage is applied to the new two electrodes, then copper ions discharge at the cathode, negativity charge, and the following reaction take place. So copper aqueous, when removed two electrons, it's convert to copper solid. So copper metal is deposited on the cathode at the anode copper edge and convert into copper ions by the reaction. So next contain, thus copper is dissolved, oxidized, and anode is deposited, reduced at cathode. So this is the basis for an industrial process in which impure copper is converted into copper of high purity. The impure copper is made an anode that dissolve on passing current, and pure copper is deposited at the cathode. Sodium and magnesium metals are produced by the electrolysis of their fuse, and chlorides and aluminum is produced by electrolysis of aluminum oxide in presence of cryolites. Next slide, Faraday law of electrolysis. So Faraday, there are two laws of electrolysis. Number one, first law, the amount of chemical reaction which occur at any electrode during electrolysis by a current is proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through the electrolytic solution or melt. And the second law, the amount of different substance liberated by the same quantity of electricity passing through the electrolytic solution are proportional to their chemical equivalent weight, means atomic mass or metal divided by number of electrons required to reduce the cation. So according to the Faraday law, Q equal IT, means Q is equal charge, I means current, and T means time. Products of electrolysis. Products of electrolysis depend on the nature of material being electrolyte and the types of electrolysis being used. If the electrodes is inert platinum or gold, it does not participate in the chemical reaction and act only as source or sink for electrons. On the other hand, if the electrodes is reactive, it participate in the electrode reaction. So the product of electrolysis may be different for reactive and inert electrodes. The products of electrolysis depend on the different oxidizing and reducing species present in the electrolytic cell and their standard electrodes potential. So moreover, some of the electrochemical process, all third flexible, are so slow categorically that a lower voltage these do not seem to take place, and extra potential, which is called over potential, has to be applied, which makes such process more difficult to occur. Next topic, battery. So any battery, actually it may have one or more than one cell connected in series, or cell that we use as a source of electrical energy is basically a galvanic cell where the chemical energy of the redox reaction is converted into electrical energy. There are two types, number one primary, number two secondary. So this is the battery diagram. Suppose here the sulfuric electrolytic and lead grids filled with spongy lead anode, and here lead grid filled with lead oxide cathode. This is the simple diagram of batteries. Next thing, primary battery. So in the primary battery, the reaction occur only once, and after use a periods of time battery becomes dead and cannot be reused again. And though the most familiar example of types is the dry cell, is also known at Lexonsi cell after its discover, which is used commonly in our transistor and clocks. The cell consists of a zinc container that also such acts a anode, and the cathode is a certain graphite rod surrounded by powered manganese dioxide and carbon. The space between the electrodes is filled by a moist paste of ammonium chloride means NH4Cl and zinc chloride ZnCl4. The electrodes reaction are complex, but they can be written approximately as suppose anode zinc convert to zinc ion and cathode manganese oxide means ammonium when release the electrons, so manganese oxide or hydroxide plus ammonia. In the reaction at cathode, manganese is reduced the plus 4 oxidation state to the plus 3. So ammonia produced in the reaction forms a complex with zinc to zinc ammonium hydroxide, and the cell has a potential of nearby 1.5 volt. And mercury cell suitable for low current device like hearing aid, watch it. So consists of zinc mercury amalgam and anode, a paste of mercury oxide and the carbon as the cathode. The electrodes is a paste of potassium hydroxide and zinc oxide. The electrodes reaction for the cell are given. So anode mercury plus hydroxide, so zinc oxide and water release the electrons, and cathode mercury oxide and water plus electrons means mercury liquid and hydroxide. So the overall reaction is represented by zinc mercury plus mercury oxide solid. So zinc oxide solid and mercury is liquid. The cell potential is approximately 1.35 volt and remains constant during its life, as the overall reaction does not involve any ion in solution whose concentration can change during its lifetime. This is the alkaline battery. Here this is the zinc plus means potassium hydroxide anode and manganese oxide plus graphite, it is a cathode. And secondary battery, a secondary cell after use can be recharged by passing current through it in the opposite direction so that it can be used again. A good secondary cell can undergo a large number of discharging and charging cycle. The most important secondary cell is the lead storage battery commonly used in automobiles and inverters. It consists of a lead anode and a grid of lead packet with lead oxide means PbO as cathode. A 38% solution of sulfuric acid is used and an electrode. The cell reaction when the battery is in use are given below. So anode solid plus sulfur sulfate aqueous is lead sulfate release electrons, and cathode electrode lead oxide solid and sulfate aqueous plus hydrogen ions aqueous release and electrons, so lead sulfate and water. So overall cell reaction consisting of cathode and anode reaction is PbS, PbO2s, sulfuric aqueous and lead sulfate solid and water liquid. On charging the battery, the reaction is reserved at lead sulfate on anode and cathode is converted into lead and lead oxide. A lead storage battery, just see here, it is a secondary battery. In next video, we discuss to our next topic, fuel cell. Okay, thank you.